Stop. These coins could be hidden treasure. Do not spend them. Check now. A Roosevelt dime sitting in your pocket could be hiding silent fortune and serious money while most people never notice. Nobody talks about these coins, yet collectors are fighting over them in shocking auctions. The coin you're about to see is valuable, but every coin after it gets rarer, scarier, and worth even more. Check your pocket now, stay until the end, and discover why these coins could change everything. First up, most people would toss this coin into a vending machine without a second thought. That is exactly why the 1991p Roosevelt dime is so dangerous to ignore. At first glance, it looks ordinary, almost invisible among the millions of dimes Americans handle every day. But some collectors see something completely different. They see hidden wealth. They see a silent fortune hiding in plain sight. And if you happen to own one in the right condition, you could be holding serious money without realizing it. This is not fiction. The details on this coin have created intense competition among collectors who constantly search rolls, jars, and old collections hoping to find one before someone else does. The year 1991 arrived during a period when the United States was experiencing economic uncertainty and major global change. Manufacturing efficiency was a priority, and U.S. mint facilities were producing enormous numbers of circulating coins. Under that pressure, dies experienced wear, equipment worked continuously, and quality variations became a fascination for modern collectors decades later. The Philadelphia Mint struck this dime with the famous P mint mark, a tiny detail that now attracts enormous attention. What seems insignificant to the average person can become an obsession for a serious collector. This detail changes everything. Look closely at the front of the coin. The obverse features President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1991. The small P mint mark appears beside the date, quietly identifying its birthplace. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the iconic torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. The reverse also carries the inscriptions, United States of America, one dime, E pluribus unum. Every line, letter, and surface mark matters to collectors. What makes this coin feel special in hand is its precise physical profile. The Roosevelt dime weighs approximately 2.27 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters, and a girth or circumference of roughly 56.3 millimeters. Its composition consists of a copper core bonded between outer layers of copper nickel. Yet despite being produced in large numbers, surviving examples with strong original surfaces are becoming increasingly difficult to locate because most entered circulation immediately and suffered years of wear. Collectors pay extraordinary attention to original condition. A coin with untouched toning, natural darkness, light dirt, or an antique silver-gray appearance often attracts more interest than a bright, polished example. Never clean this coin. Even one cleaning can permanently damage the surface and destroy collector appeal. Original toning matters. Professional grading is critical because tiny differences in preservation can dramatically influence desirability. Most people miss this and unknowingly reduce potential value forever. Today, demand continues to rise while premium examples become harder to secure. In competitive auctions, bidding can remain quiet for long stretches before suddenly exploding into aggressive battles. Some collectors refuse to sell once they acquire a superior example, shrinking available supply even further. Fine condition examples connected to strong collector demand have been associated with market values reaching around $170,000 in specialized circumstances. That kind of money transforms an ordinary-looking dime into a life-changing opportunity. Do not spend this coin. Check the mint mark first, protect the original surface, avoid cleaning, and be patient. Patience creates wealth in coin collecting. But if you think this Roosevelt dime is shocking, the next coin is even rarer, even more valuable, and far more dangerous to overlook. Don't let the modern date fool you. This is where most people slip up. A 2016 Roosevelt dime looks too recent to matter, too normal to notice. But hidden value often survives in plain sight. You could be holding one right now and not even realize it. One small detail can separate everyday change from collector obsession. Back in 2016, the U.S. Mint ran under heavy production pressure, striking huge volumes of coins for non-stop circulation. Digital payments were rising fast, yet cash still moved through billions of transactions daily. At the Denver Mint, high-speed output created tiny variations that collectors now hunt. The Roosevelt Dime, honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt since 1946, continued its legacy during a fast-changing economy. On the obverse, Roosevelt's portrait faces, left with liberty, sir, in God we trust, and 2016 below, plus a small D mint mark from Denver. Flip it, and the reverse shows a torch of liberty centered between an olive branch and oak branch, with United States of America and one dime framing the design. A small coin, but packed with national symbolism. Made from a copper core, bonded with copper-nickel layers, it weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and about 1.35 millimeters thick, with roughly 56 millimeters circumference. High-volume minting pressure sometimes created subtle strike differences and die fatigue marks that today fascinate collectors searching for overlooked premium pieces. Most 2016 D dimes entered circulation immediately, so heavy contact wear erased sharp details quickly. Finding one with strong original surfaces is increasingly difficult. Natural toning, soft gray, faint golden hues, or darker pocket shades can actually increase appeal. Never clean it. Polishing destroys microscopic detail and permanently reduces collector interest. Original condition is everything, and grading can define its true status. Collectors now hunt rolls and hoards, holding their best examples instead of selling. Demand keeps rising as high-grade supply shrinks. In rare top condition, auction competition can spike dramatically, with standout examples reaching extraordinary levels around the $130,000 mark in select cases. Check mint mark first, protect the surface, and store it safely. But the next coin changes everything again, because most people have been spending it for decades without ever looking closer. This is the kind of coin most people would never think twice about. A 1997 Roosevelt Dime. Small, ordinary, almost invisible in everyday change. But here's where things get unsettling. Some of the biggest collector paydays come from coins that look the most normal. And this one hides that exact danger. One careless spend, one vending machine drop, and a potential hidden treasure is gone forever without a second thought. In 1997, the United States was in a powerful economic expansion phase, with massive coin circulation driven by retail growth and constant cash movement. The Philadelphia Mint struck this dime with a P mint mark, and production focused on speed and volume. Under that pressure, even slight variations in strike quality, surface finish, and die life became points of obsession years later. What was once routine manufacturing is now a collector's hunting ground. The obverse of the coin shows Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, with liberty stretched along the side, "In God we trust," placed boldly, and the year 1997 positioned beneath his portrait. The small P mint mark sits quietly near the date, almost invisible unless you're really looking. On the reverse, the Torch of Liberty stands tall in the center, flanked by an olive branch, an oak branch. Peace and strength locked into a single design. Surrounding inscriptions read, United States of America, and one dime, a design unchanged in spirit but powerful in symbolism. This dime is made from a copper core bonded with outer layers of copper nickel, giving it a total weight of 2.27 grams. It measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, about 1.35 millimeters in thickness, and roughly 56 millimeters in circumference. It feels light in the hand, almost forgettable, but that's exactly what makes it dangerous in circulation. Millions pass through machines, pockets, and counters, leaving only a fraction surviving in strong original condition today. Collectors focus heavily on preservation details. Original mint luster, untouched surfaces, and natural toning patterns, soft gray, smoky edges, or slightly darker aging can dramatically increase desirability. But the biggest mistake people make is cleaning. One polish, one wipe, and the microscopic surface structure is destroyed forever. That instantly kills collector demand. Professional grading becomes essential because tiny differences in strike sharpness and surface preservation separate ordinary coins from elite-tier finds. Now here's where things turn intense. High-grade examples of the 1997p Roosevelt Dime have triggered aggressive collector interest, especially in tightly held private collections. As supply shrinks and demand rises, auction competition becomes unpredictable, quiet at first, then suddenly explosive. In rare top-condition cases, market activity has reached staggering levels around the $150,000 mark, driven purely by collector obsession and scarcity of pristine survivors. Do not spend this coin. Check it carefully, store it safely, and protect its surface like it already belongs in a display case. Because most people never realize they had it until it's gone. And that's the truth most viewers miss. These aren't just dimes. They are silent opportunities slipping through millions of hands every single day. If you enjoyed this hunt, stay locked in, because the next video on Coin Empire USA reveals a coin even more unexpected, even more valuable, and even harder to believe is still in circulation. Don't miss it.